Hi everybody, due to popular demand I'll create a 60-90 walkthrough, more importantly the early stages of it. Now this will be a walkthrough for a strength scaling sword build. If you wish you can follow along, you can see the traits I took over here. You can take exactly those. Note this will not feature the new Yanjian drought, so that should be taken into consideration. Why do we use a sword build and not a fist build or a blade build? After some research I figured out that sword actually deals more damage than blade in terms of manuals. Blade only really has Peerless Blade as its damaging move, whereas sword has Infinity Sword which deals more damage than Peerless, Nameless Sword which deals more damage than Peerless, and has two other good manuals in Illusion Sword and Dragon Sword. Blade only really has Peerless Blade. Fist is also quite good, but not as good as Sword right now. Now this video assumes you have watched my Lost Forest guide and have used the Fame trick on the snake. At that point you should be Fame level 7 and have quite a bit of Jianghu knowledge. For short, I'll say JK to it from now on. Now you could, and that's what we're gonna do in a while, use the Jianghu knowledge to level up your character, but don't do it right away, because otherwise the next fight is gonna take a while. We will now enter a nameless village, listen to the old man, and then start an auto battle. If you level up using your Jianghu knowledge, this fight could take a bit longer. I would actually recommend not going auto right away, but cancelling your internal power, and then fast forwarding. If you have the revitalization technique active, this can take a while. You can beat him at level 25, but there's no reward for doing so. Was a rather quick battle, I'm content with it. Now we want to become a disciple, and we want to unify the martial arts world, which gives us acting for the heavens. Now we've also learned Wind Form, you can simply learn that, and we get acting for the heavens. Now the important thing with the Explorer buff in the recent version is you get 1000 JK for every scene you enter. Every scene is essentially when you have a black screen like this. Look at this, I got 1000 JK. And you can simply use that, like I have 17k almost, to level up. I'm level 26 already. So the first thing you want to do is basically enter every house. You can even go inside of this house. You just immobilize the dog. And you basically do that with every house. Now another thing you want to do is you want to chat with Bao Dating. Not for the Grass Hill, you want the Linlong Temple. And you do this for as long as it takes simply to get this temple. Be prepared, it might take a while. I wish there was a faster option at this point in time, but there is not. Very fun interactive gameplay, I know. That's what it sadly is. You need Linlong Temple, because first of all there are going to be 2 scenes you enter, so 2000 JK. Bandit Chief Stronghold, not what you want. Linlong Temple, perfect. You get quite a bit of Jianghu knowledge for going to the temple, but most importantly, there's a chest you can loot, which you will need later on, and you can loot the main guy, Fuyaozi, of Linlong Temple. He has a scroll which grants 10,000 XP, and it's really handy in the early stages of the game. Now you can basically do your early game progression. If you really want to, you can loot this place, it does not really matter. Remember to also take the treasure chest in Nameless Village. In case you don't know about the treasure chest, you go up here to this pile of wood in the combat, destroy the firewood, retreat out of battle, and then, provided you have enough machinery skill, crack this open and you get a treasure map. You then need an iron shovel from the blacksmith, but that shouldn't be a big deal. But you can become an apprentice, sure, does not matter right now. All we care about, to be honest, is getting a bit of Jianghu knowledge. And now we can go to Linlong Temple. We will be challenged by this Mega Bond. I forgot to equip my manual again. The early stages are gonna take a while, to be honest. Like, this battle is fine right now, but be prepared that some battles may take longer than a nightmare. It's just what 1690 is about. Enemies are quite tanky, you can see they evade a lot of moves, and that's why God of Gambling is really important. That's one of the first traits we really go for, as it's really easy to obtain. You just need to gamble and clear out 20 tables total, and then you get 50% accuracy in return. Now we are okay, we're out of mana. We hope we win this fight. If not, alternatively, you could have first rested a bit to improve your stamina, which improves your combat prowess. And now we get the master, so this should be easy. You can actually hide behind the master, and then the fight gets a lot easier. Now we head to the temple. Quite tired, whatever. Now this is one of the important chests that gives you books for all your different martial arts and combat arts, combat arts, which is 3000 XP. You can use it to upgrade your autumn wind palm technique. And now what you want to do is you want to immobilize this person. It's preferable to quick save, because you have a very short time window and you don't want to test him. So I do 2 tries on average, and if it doesn't work, reload save. Perfect. Because now you can simply steal from him. Also, you can steal all of his items in the bag. Origin of combat, and that's what we are after. There are some other items you can also obtain, but they are not important. There's the HP recovery pill, but who really cares? You can also loot his bookshelves. Yes, you lose a bit of propriety, but not the biggest of deals. Now you can see we have 10,000 XP in a bottle, essentially. As for stats, we are a strength scaling build with swords, so of course we put points purely into strength. Now we can head back to the nameless village. Yeah. Now you follow the normal route, which is essentially befriend people in here. You want to use them for your homestead setup later on. I'll just rest a bit. Sadly got sick. Doesn't matter. I'll just pass a bit of time. We can rest for another... Oh, it's fine. No, I don't remember how much exactly it costs in the part 380, that's the goal. Preferably you want 480 money, because then you can easily, what is it called, accept a beggar mission and complete that. and thus accumulate more money. Now the issue with lowering benevolence due to stealing and immobilizing first is, of course, you have to fight a few people, but that shouldn't be the biggest of deals. I forgot something anyway, which is the shovel. Maybe I'm in time for the Grossel event. I don't think so. I am. This is the Grossel event. Here you can get one additional stat. For strength build, you want to pick the option don't show weakness. You can see strength of Guide Raven has increased. Be prepared that this is going to be a longer fight at this current level. I'll probably speed this up in editing. But Ye Yinping and your master are going to carry this. Okay, and we're done. Like I said, long fight, however, Ye Yinping absolutely carries this fight. You can demand a ransom for 200 money, not that important, but sure, why not? Now the thing I actually forgot is the iron shovel, in case you've paid attention, because we want to obtain the treasure in the Lost Forest. One shovel is fine right now. Also, HP lock and MP will level up. And that's one advantage of the JK and the massing it, you can easily level up. Now you can see I used a trick with the passive tree. Now I'm trying to fill out the bottom route of fire. Afterwards we'll tackle wind and then mountain. Also, we could have completed the mission with Law Xianshu, but doesn't matter. I think it's only trustworthy. Yeah, it should be trustworthy is what you receive if you're on time. Before you actually tackle the red boar, I would obtain God of Gambling. The red boar is actually quite tanky, and as such I would not face him right away. Like even at level 30 can still be a really long fight. You will win eventually, but it's simply not worth the hassle. Like you can see, we miss essentially every second hit. Now it's quite important that you end this fight with quite a lot of HP, because after this fight you will lose 50% of your HP. And as such, if you are at 50%, you will enter the next fight with 1 HP. And we'll just enter auto battle mode right now. And revitalization technique alongside regenerative body absolutely carries you in the early game. You can see Guide Raven HP decreased by 50%. And if we were to actually land moves, we could get somewhere. Now it looks like we have to rely on the master for this fight, because the The degen will actually whittle us down quicker than we can outdamage the opponent, especially if he evades all of our moves. That's not a big deal. So here I can show you the strategy with the master. First of all, he gets absolutely buffed by the persuade mechanic, which is he gets, I think, 30 action speed, which is then multiplied by the 60-90 multiplier of 300%. And if you look at it, he gets so many actions. He is level 21 with 291 action speed, which is absolutely insane. Now you could either simply pass the turns or heal up. Why not heal? You've got nothing else to do. And if you just rest, you get a turn quicker because you start at 700 G gathering roughly. So I just like healing. Perfect. Now, first of all, we got some money for beating him up, rightfully taking what's ours. Now, this is sadly going to be another auto battle. It is what it is. But as you can see, we are 20 minutes in and we are above level 30 already. And this is not really a challenge anymore. If we were smart, we would have leveled up using JK prior to this battle. Thus, we could have used our actual moves. Those are small, tiny things you can improve in your own. I suppose we can talk about the endgame setup. Our endgame setup will be the Xuan as our weapon. It's the highest damage option there is for sword, because its modifiers actually grant you a 64.3% damage increase. Our armor will, on the absolute class can build, be a feasting armor or no armor at all. If you take the more balanced approach, which I would recommend, which looks like 52 strength and 10 constitution, I would recommend the immovable mountain as your armor. It's the best armor hands down, with 45% DR from the get-go against every type of martial art. You start digging for the treasure, 1500 coins, now you're suddenly rich. If you enter the nameless village, the beggar will actually show up to rob you. So be prepared to beat him up, I suppose. Imperial Seal will be our preferred accessory. It's simply too strong to pass up. 10% damage, guaranteed crit, guaranteed parry, 500 defense, 500 HP. Absolutely insane. By the way, where's the manual? We got a design method. We can actually use this Origin of Combat. There you go. He beats us up. He actually gives us an acceptable accessory to start simply due to that lost HP recovery. Now the beggar always spawns near the abandoned house, so you can simply walk over, beat him up. It may say solo by protagonist, it may be a solo by you and your master, but still a solo, right? Then our main damage dealing moves on the endgame setup will be Infinity Sword, as it has a 275% damage multiplier, followed by Nameless Sword with a 260% multiplier. Typically your setup will be you use a throwing item, like throwing blades, throwing coins, does not matter. Then your Infinity Sword. Then the opponent gets a turn, and then you start over again with a throwing item, and then your Nameless Sword. Then throwing item, Infinity Sword, throwing item, Nameless Sword. You cycle through like that. Now you simply skip all cutscenes. We're now in the city. Why are we in the city? We need to gamble. We need to obtain money. And you can obtain a lot of XP by simply entering every house, every store. Like essentially every store we enter is 1000 XP. And we essentially do nothing for it. So you head to every place imaginable. Now if you want to, you can actually spar with the dojo keepers. They sadly can't see their traits. They have a combat art which grants 1000 XP. So you can first spar with all their disciples, you can spar with the master, get some XP that way. And then you can trade for the combat art. Now the most important place. I would first of all do a quick save, because we only have, with my methods, one attempt at first, which is to place all your coins. I prefer small, as small is closer to the skip button. And you gamble your way up. Like I said, we need to clear out 20 tables total to get the God of Gambling trait, which is absolutely essential. I would not do a run without it. And this is a really fast way to earn money as well. Like we're at 12,000 coins already. You could also bet for big, but like I said, small is closer to the skip button. And it's easier for me to count, because you only have to count whether the numbers are 10 or less. And if you see a 1 and a 3 or 1 and a 2, then you are already guaranteed that it's within that boundary. Now your alternative or your other 3 manuals you're going to use on that sword build will be People's Palm. You use it for the resistances it provides, as well as being a good last manual option. And then Illusion Sword and... what is the last one called? I don't remember. Illusion Sword, Dragon Sword, to fill up the ranks. So we run 5 external manuals and then 4 internal ones. For internal ones, you run, options include 13 Sutras, 9 Provinces, and Archdemon. The last option you can pick yourself, hopefully not Infinity. I freaking hate that skill. Feels really unbalanced. Also, this is a strat I like to use, is simply skip over if you place 1000 money as a bet. Like there it's guaranteed you saw 1 and a 3, so you can immediately skip and get your earnings. This is all in. Let's see whether it wins. Okay, it's good. Perfect. 1 and a 2. It's guaranteed. I think I have MP recovery somewhere? No? Perfect. We use this pill. 2000 MP recovered. I never use those pills at all in general, so why not use it right now? Quite boring, but has to be done. 1, 6. Come for maximum. Perfect. Sucks. But I think we have like almost 40 guan, so we have such a high margin of error we could obtain. Go all in. 6, 1, 3, perfect. Sunday we have 74 guan. I don't even know if we received it. We received the invite already to the auction, which is the most important step, because it unlocks the Homestead. However, we are not yet ready at level 33. And now we get to the boring part, enter every store, every building, every whatever you can enter. Now as for the different internal manuals I listed, I have had great success with all 3 of them. 9 provinces and Archdemon are really good at sustain. As you can imagine, after all they heal. 13 Confucius or 13 Sutras is also really nice as it prevents reflect, guarantees accuracy. And Infinity is just a broken skill, so play with it. As for what the build can clear, in fact, this is actually my 3rd sword build on 1690, so I've done quite a lot with the sword. I've tried Dex, or I have completed it with Dex Sword, but Dex Sword got absolutely gutted with the side changes, so don't play it. The other run was strength scaling, like essentially this build what I am recreating is my 2nd sword run. And it has completed both Peak, Mastery, the 3 Dukes, Succession line, so it can fully clear the game. And quite easily at that. Oh no, the most useless event we have ever seen in history of this game. I think we're done soon with the different shops. Now if you were a bit smarter, you would have already obtained a rooster as a pet, so you can travel more quickly to the other cities, but I'm in no rush currently. You can also stay in the inn for 200 guan to get another 1000 XP. Can head over here for the room up of the night auction market. We don't need to rest for 4 hours. 2 is fine. Listen to all the rumors about all the places. Yeah. Skip those useless events. And let's look at it. We already have 26 XP. And so you essentially do this with every region, you know of. In fact, I forgot to go to the government office in Dalian with the Ye Yinping event, but you can do that later on. Doesn't matter right now. We're gonna have to go to Confucius Temple. I am still confused by this event. You first go up. They're like, who the fuck are you? Get away. Then you go up again, and finally can introduce yourself. Why can you not do so previously? Why do they turn you away the first time you go up? Now we can also, of course, enter all the buildings. If you really want to, I think you can lure him away by sneaking. You could have done the same thing at the Schiffer Temple, but yeah. $1,000 XP. 1,000. You can actually scale this value. For example, your homestead on one of the buildings provides more Jianghu knowledge gained, and it actually scales it. And now we're ready to go to the next place. And of course with a pet this would be a lot faster. I don't really care about the days I'm spending in this walkthrough. as I'll probably not complete this sword run as I have the other one. And there would be no difference between these two. Fight another day, I don't care right now. But I think I'll do a cut right here. By the way, remember there's a gambling house here. Get all your payouts from everybody to further progress your God of Gambling. But I'll do a cut right here. Now, one important thing is this Wandering Towers. You can see a dark foreboding. And you offer 5-1 and you get bleed immunity. Now another thing you can do is you can immobilize the general and steal from him. Or alternatively you could trade with him, whatever suits your need. One day we'll get it. Way of combat. 5000 XP. And with okay, so now I went ahead and went to mostly all places to gather up a lot of JK. You can see I have 87k. Let me tell you, it's completely overkill. You really don't need to be that high in terms of level. We can probably do it at, I don't know, 48 easily. Like we have 33 left, that's fine. We can do this encounter now. Now something I actually forgot about, which you should and can do, is to buy sword manuals at the different dojos. So in Chujiang, Linan, and Dalian City you could buy some sword manuals. And we can also do this quest for the Frostfall Fist. That's possible, yeah. You can see it's an easy fight now. Now something I did on purpose is I have not yet used the Origin of Combat scroll from the general, because the scroll can only be used below level 50, and we now obtain for beating this guy a manual, which is the Frostfall Fist. So you try to best use that in the sense of you first equip the manual, then you use the scroll, and suddenly the scroll is very high level, the manual is very high level. If we can use this, boom, Frostfall Fist is already at level 5. Now we could even use the rest of the Jianghu knowledge, we're now at 53. And now we are mostly ready to tackle the auction. Okay, so now we will tackle the auction. It's really simple at your current level. You help the shopkeeper out. Now, in case you want to do the auction at a lower level, I would recommend stepping into the forest node. Essentially the bottom path, the last node. It makes it way easier. And if you have the God of Gambling trade already, which you can easily go for, it gets a lot simpler as you have way higher accuracy, but you can see it's a joke at this point. You can easily beat up these guys. Also the fourth skill is one of the sword skills I was talking about. You can buy it from the dojo in Dalian. Okay, auto battle, let's go. And suddenly you have access to your homestead, homeland. And this was the early game portion of the game. If you pick up a chicken, you can do it a lot quicker. Like it easily saves you, I think, 4 to 5 days simply with traveling. Secondly, you don't need to be level 53. As you can see, you can easily beat those guys, so you could even do it in the high 40s or the low 40s if you use the master well. And now we can go here You can go to the treasury, pick up your favorite items, you can hit to the steels, and pick up your manuals. I want people's palm. And you simply learn people's palm, grab your best items, which, like I said, for this build, will be the Xuan Yuan sword. It grants a lot of damage. The immovable mountain as your armor. You can obtain it via the Old Man quest as well. And then as an accessory, the Imperial Seal. Oh, I don't know what I have in my treasury. I have Xuan Yuan. Perfect. So you can take that, equip it, and your character will suddenly be a lot stronger. Then you can farm up your moral values, like righteousness, propriety, and proceed on with the game. At this point it becomes really easy. Now we can take a look at the setup, or like the endgame setup. We'll take this one. Okay, so now we will look at a fully man-mixed version of this sword build. Now note it was pre-sidey nerf, so in this case I have 10 more constitution than I should, but if you go for the fully class cannon version, it only affects survivability and not damage output. In terms of martial arts, we are running 5 externals, 4 internals. That's the balanced approach, I quite like it. Your main damage dealers, like I said, are Infinity Sword and Nameless Sword. We round it up with Illusion Sword, Dragon Sword, People's Palm, also PP short. Illusion Sword we need to transfer via the steel in Homestead, otherwise you lose 15% max HP. Dragon Sword we transfer as it's too annoying to obtain, and PP we transfer as it's a bit tedious. Now, what I forgot previously is we need Infinity Origin move as a learned internal. It does not have to be the main one, however, Infinity Sword gains a lot of damage if it's learned in general. Now our other 3 internal options, you can run either of these 3 as your main one, or 9 provinces, which you can obtain in-game. Confucius, 13 Sutras you can obtain in-game, and Archdemon, which you transfer. So you basically transfer Archdemon, Illusion Sword, Dragon Sword, People's Palm, and then one of your choice. The other 5 manuals you can easily obtain in-game. As your ultimate, you run either 7 Buddha Punishment Word or Golden Buddha Body, doesn't matter. Weapons I already talked about, armor and the seal. And that's about it. Now let's look at it in action against the Schiffer guy with 24k defense, the highest there is. The order is you choose a throwable Infinity Sword, only 3k damage. Hope it doesn't counter Nameless Sword. Throwable. Now in this case we killed with fire, that's why there was an odd turn in there. Oh, yeah. And if you look at the sliver of HP we lost, even if you lose 10 constitution, it really does not matter. This build relies on its high damage output to deal with opponents and not on survivability. Like this is a more clean fight without the opponent countering. And there you go, we did not take damage at all. This is the fully min-maxed sword build in action for the non-Yanjuan route. With the Yanjuan route, I'd have to first update the guide. You can get 15% more damage at the cost of 1 life. And that's about it.